Shirt Show. All right, let's go.
Shirt Show! Talking shirt! Shirt Show! Talking shirt! Shirt Show! Talking shirt! Shirt Show! Shirt, man! All right! Episode 125 of Shirt Show. We're recording live at Print United in Vegas. Let's go!
Hey, bud. Better now that you're here. We're going and we're ready.
Yeah,
We're
this
on
is
right
recording, right?
now. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we're live. This is hot.
This is my first live show.
Hold that up to your mouth. That's how so microphones work like this. We'll break it down real
Is that
quick.
what they do?
Yeah.
I apologize. It's my first live event here, you know. Last time we were on, I was looking at my Zoom video. So
Well, dude, it's good to see you. I mean, we missed you the last couple shows, I guess. You
Yeah.
had a
yeah.
wedding to go to, and what else was going
Yesterday
on? What's Frank
you
been
were
doing?
napping.
I was, long days here. I don't know. It's great. It's great to be back. It's great to be seeing everyone again. This is our first show that we're back in 3 years that we're actually exhibiting, right? So, it's been great.
The booth looks amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Big screen.
Designed it myself.
I was over there, or we were all over there selling screens. You
did a good job, yeah.
Yesterday. I think I sold at least 2, probably.
Maybe even 3.
Okay. Dylan,
Yeah.
how many did you get?
I think you got
not-
about 2 dozen.
Bullshit.
Couple thousand, I think, right? Full shop revamps.
Well, we just wanted you to stop in and say hi, and we of course got to
Yeah.
do the Frank button.
Definitely. This is awesome.
Where should this? You want to
Yeah.
put it right
Have
here?
Frank hit it.
No, I'm going to pass on that one.
Where do you want? Oh, you know what? I can put it right here. Okay, Dylan. Frank, I'm ready when you are.
Frank.
Dylan, Frank, it all starts with the screen, and whether it's new stretches or re-stretches, Frank and his team do it the best.
This guy.
Try.
Oh yeah, this guy right here.
You're the best, Frank.
Thank you.
To find out more, you're going to want to go to FFFFF
Rank.com.
Good man.
or
Come on, Frank.
GraphicscreenFashion.com.
Or
Keep it
great
clean.
fucking screens.
There you go.
they all will get you to where you want to be.
Definitely.
And if that doesn't work and you need to talk to somebody, well, give Frank a call at the
Please,
shop.
One of the Franks.
We have multiple Franks, but we have a lot of team members going to help you guys out. So please, thank you. And I appreciate all the business all your listeners have been giving me. You guys ever need anything, you can contact me directly. I'm always available. I answer the phone. I troubleshoot. I want to hear from you. So please give me a call.
All right. Thanks, dude.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks.
Sandwich hug. Love you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Frank. We'll see you later, man.
Cleaning screens is no fun, but EasyWay makes it funner. Their line of eco-friendly chemicals will help you keep your screens and your shop clean. Check them out at easyway.com. EasyWay.
It's the easiest way.
For sure.
I've had the pleasure of hanging out with Alex for a few days
I'm sorry.
in Vegas.
I'm sorry. Alex, we love you and your hair and your mustache and your body, all of it.
Beautiful man.
Action Engineering makes accessories that printers need.
True.
You can level up your shop at actionengineering.com. Go check them out.
Buy some rad shit.
Exactly. GraphX Source. It is that time of year when shops are super busy and your art department is in overtime. So go to 1-900-HOTStuff.com and get in touch with Nick or Lucas. They have what you need.
Exactly.
Chromaline. Dylan, choosing the right emulsion for your shop is complicated, and that's why we love Chromaline. You've got questions, they've got answers. Ring them up or go to chromaline.com and watch Kevin's videos, learn more about the screen room. Anything else? Anything else you want to learn, too?
No, we're good.
Yeah, Kevin
Great
can talk
people.
to you
They're all
about
here
all
at the
kinds of
show.
stuff. All right.
Hey, Eric.
Hi.
Hey, Dan.
Hey,
On
guys.
the hot seat.
Hey.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you too. It's always fun to see everybody at the shows and reconnect.
How's everybody's show so far?
I haven't seen too much actually. I've been
Yeah.
chit-chatting.
Okay.
Dude, that's the problem. That's
I've been
how I feel.
networking.
Hey, will you tell everybody who you are?
I'm Deanna with In the Zone Inc. I'm in Bend, Oregon. We have a screen printing and embroidery shop there.
And I am Eric with Night Owls out of Houston. We do all sorts of things, handshakes, hugs, high fives, that type of stuff.
We've talked to you more than enough times. I feel like people know who you are.
Am I? Do I get the crown? Am I like the number, like
Yeah.
the most
I think so.
attended, like on the podcast?
I think you and Tony need to fight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Cool.
Because he was on Val's too, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
He had to get
yeah,
his
I forgot
way
about
in.
that.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
yeah. So, what are you excited about? You've been walking the show floor, and what has stopped you here in Vegas?
I really am interested in like the folding, bagging, tagging process. We're starting to enter more of a fulfillment in our shop, but we have like highs and lows, so we're like still manually doing it, but it would be really nice to have one of those nice machines to do it for me.
You guys are just doing it all manually now?
Yeah, because I mean we have a couple big clients, but it's hit and miss. Like we have like one packed month of them, and then we don't hear from them for a couple months, right? So we're not quite there for like a full need for a big machine.
Yeah.
So we just kind of, when that order comes in, then it's all hands on deck to get it folded and bagged and tagged.
Like
so.
those machines definitely help make you become more efficient, but
Yeah.
like much like anything here, right? None of it is like plug and play. It's never as easy
No.
as they make it seem. We have like a secondhand folding line that we got from a friend of ours, and it's like I feel like every other week it's like down for some like or a belt breaks or something happens.
Really?
That eats up a ton of time, but it's like when it's working, we can do 1,000 shirts in 10 minutes, and you're like, this is amazing. But when it's not, of course, that's like the most frustrating thing. in the
Dude, yeah,
world.
you're hitting on something that you actually talked about in your MADE presentation yesterday, is that a lot of times we, as our shop scales and grows, we end up where printing is actually the easiest part,
Yeah,
and everything else is the complicated
The
part.
logistics around it is what the problem is.
yeah, for sure. I think that and it's not the fault of any manufacturers, because I think everyone is sort of guilty to some degree. But they create, or they see a problem and they create a solution, but there's never any like perfect solution, especially in our industry where my shop is different than any of yours, and vice versa. My needs are very specific to what I need, and then you have to find something that will work generally, and then sort of fine tune it for what you want. And of course, that creates variations and problems in
Exactly.
what is supposed to be a solved problem.
Well, it's like we've talked about a bunch of times where basically like you have your pricing structure like 25 to 49, 50 to 100, and blah, blah, blah. Once you get to 1,000, you think the price should go down, but actually the price should go up because of
Yeah.
you
The
have to deal
handling.
with pallets and you have to deal with moving stuff around, and
Yeah.
it's actually way more work than it is
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
1,000 or less. So the same, like you're talking about getting the automation and stuff like that, like it's for those large orders, not necessarily the day-to-day orders.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and I like that you are talking about finishing, because I think that's a lot of times overlooked or ignored in a shop. And it couldn't be the most important, arguably could be, really, because that's, the customer opens a box and what do they find? Do they find shirts that are stuffed in there too
Yeah.
many in a box and they're wrinkly?
or
Are
the
they-
worst shirt that you have, the misprint, is always the top
Yeah.
shirt.
It comes down to aesthetics, right? Like
Yeah.
you work so hard to create this beautiful piece of like wearable art, and like you just said, for customers opening up a box it's like stuffed to the gills in no particular order, like it's not super appealing. When you start bringing in finishing and you can create a finished good that's going out the door that's technically retail ready, it gives a nicer impression, but obviously it's only worth it if it's worth it to the
1,000%.
customer.
Like
Well,
when you get a new iPhone and you look at this box that it comes in, you're more impressed sometimes with that. Like, how did you package it so well? And it's
I don't know,
perfect.
Andy.
Like how many people save that shit, like put it on a shelf because they're like they feel bad about throwing it away.
Yeah.
Right here.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have tons of those boxes.
But it's just the
but-
same. Like a customer opens a box and there's full retail ready, folded bag, tagged, everything. They're not looking at it for themselves. They're proud of it, knowing that it's going to go out to their customers and they're going to feel like it's quality. Not just a stack of shirts that they have to fold.
And with you doing fulfillment too, the other thing, like, because we do a lot of fulfillment, but we also do a lot of folding in bag for our customers, like that we're giving it to them. It takes out a step for them. So it's like a really cool value add service that you can bill for
Yeah.
to non-fulfillment customers. And that way, when they get the shirts in, they're ready to go. They're ready for them to just slide them in a package and ship them out the door, and they don't have to fold and bag them themselves.
I love that idea that it's not about just the fulfillment customers, that I would do that for all of my customers and create that. I mean, maybe not bag and tag, but
Sure.
they're all folded individually. And how nice does that look, right? Like, we were just talking in our shop the other day with my sales staff about what's the experience in the zone and how do we give that full package, and, you know, about customer service, and, you know, all the way from the shop management software that we use and how it communicates to them. We have branded boxes and packaging that all of our stuff goes into, but like having everything individually folded like that,
Yeah.
that's like, you know,
It's a
putting
nice
the
touch.
icing on the cake.
Yeah.
And that should be important too.
Yep.
So maybe you just sold me.
Well, the thing is, now
Now I
that you
gotta
guys are
find the
talking about
space.
this, I'm thinking, like, what does it actually take to, if you have a large customer that never orders folded and bagged, what's it take to fold it, bag it, tag it, and just throw one in the box
Yeah.
on top? And then they're like, oh, shit, like, I want to do this for all of my orders.
The only
now.
thing I'll add to that is it sort of goes back to kind of, you know, early on, if you're like, if you're a screen printer at any level, you probably have experienced at some point where you're like, I'm going to like put my logo on the sleeve or on the back or the inner neck label of every shirt. And that's going to somehow like help me get another sale, right?
Yeah.
Like it is one of those things where it's like aesthetically it looks cool. And folding and bagging for customers is the same thing. But at a certain point, all of a sudden you get backed up in that area because you have all these projects that are due for that.
Right.
And so that there is that like kind of fine line that
Which
you
is
have to
why you buy
balance
that
it.
machine I'm staring at right now.
Yeah.
That is folding and bagging and tagging.
They are beautiful machines. Yeah. We're definitely at limited space.
Yeah.
We've just been growing so fast, and now we're to a point where my employees would love for me to bring home one of those machines, but I'm like, I don't know where we're gonna put it.
Sure.
But I think to make it work for like an everyday order, you definitely have to have the right flow in your shop so
Yes.
that you're not constantly handling those shirts from the press to the dryer and then to that machine.
It's definitely
Like,
its own department.
It
Yeah.
needs to be a good flow.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
it's just not regular deal. Is there anything else? Did you see anything at the show? I know you've been stuck in the Made.
Yeah,
Booth.
I've if I haven't been at the Made Lab booth, I've been in a conversation, which I kind of blame and credit both of you for. I think you guys have done a really good job of building shows like this into like fun events, like for our community to get together. So, like, sincerely, thank you guys. Like,
Yeah.
Well,
I
that's what
think
I said.
it's really important.
Definitely.
It's difficult because I wanted to see the show.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see stuff. I mean, it's cool. I love seeing people. That's awesome. Like, it's my favorite part. But it's also sometimes you're like, oh, there's so much neat shit here.
Like,
that I
oh,
wanna
so many
see.
people want my autograph and
Yeah,
pictures
like,
and all this
I have
stuff.
carpal tunnel. And it's just like it hurts. Like,
I
I don't-
I really haven't walked around that much, but what I mean, this is the second time I've been to a Printing United or an SGIA show. And what I find really interesting is there's a lot of things that we don't normally see at Long Beach. Not even just the equipment
Like
that's not for our industry,
everything up there.
but there's a lot of international vendors selling very specific things that if you don't know what it is and you walk past it, you wouldn't know.
Right.
But if you take a look, you might find something that like I found some stuff that it's more transfer stuff, but it's like, you know, weird transfers where you can screen print onto a transfer, and when you heat press it, it's a reflective transfer with clear ink. So like,
That's awesome.
yeah, it's pretty cool. But there's all sorts of little things like that. And then, you know, there's companies here that one of their machines is $2-3 million.
Yeah.
And it puts into perspective kind of how small
Yeah, that
our
was one
industry
thing.
is.
That was one thing I noticed yesterday. I was talking to some people. I was talking to Kiwo about their machines and stuff, and yeah, it was just like, oh, here's this, but here's this like cream of the crop, like, you know, $500,000 machine that you don't need, but like you'd be a badass textile printer with this.
Yeah,
And I'm like, well, I mean, if I bought that, I would feel good because Andy wouldn't have it.
of course.
But
What about you guys? What'd you see? If you saw anything?
yeah, seriously. I think for me, I was more looking at I don't know, just seeing friends and lasers, and I really like the Rival, the Copperhead stuff. That's kind of it. I mean, just really hanging out with people. That's why I'm here. So
Yeah.
I
Andy,
didn't get to
what-
see as much as I wanted to.
What'd you see?
The dishwasher, yeah, I like that because
It's cool.
we clean a lot of squeegee flood bars at our shop, and it's a time killer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have an automated solution that is similar to that we've been using for maybe a year. But I do feel like this is a little bit more geared towards our industry as opposed to what we're using is just like modified to make it work. So I need to dig into it later today, but I am excited to see that.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Well, thanks, Eric. Can you swap out mics with somebody for me?
Yeah, sure.
Let's see. Allison. She started to walk away.
Bye, buddy. Put out the red carpet
She
for
tried
this
to escape.
award-winning screen.
Yeah,
printer.
but we wanted to hear about this award. So
Women in Screen Printing Award.
I
Dude.
won an award.
I feel special sitting next to you.
I will not sign an autograph.
Just a pat on the back.
So yeah, you were nominated, and how did the process go?
So you get nominated, and they actually sent the nominations in, so I got to read what everyone wrote.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Oh.
That's weird.
Yeah. So yeah, you get nominated, and then I guess that they have a board of advisors that pick from the nominees, and yeah, I won. Dana might have Deanna might have nominated me.
I might have.
My boss, perhaps.
She's a pretty amazing printer, and
Yeah.
I think she's killing it at Parkway.
For sure.
Yeah,
I've always
so
told
it-
her that. I'm like, you're an amazing printer and you need recognition and start your own shop. And she keeps telling me no.
I'm a career employee. I'm accepting job offers. Just kidding, Jared.
Yeah, yeah, Jared, I'm not
I'm
trying to
taking her,
tell her to
Jared.
get away from your shop. I'm just saying she's a badass. That's all.
Jared really he says that he's uncomfortable when I introduce him as my boss because he says that I feel like his boss, and so now I'm floating back and forth between either Mr. Parkway or my current boss, Jared. Hello, this is my current boss, Jared. I don't think he likes that one.
I know. Like as shop owners, I hate when I'm referred to as boss. So I like the first one.
My Rich, my
Mr.
screen
Shirt
tech,
Comm.
always calls me boss man, and it makes me feel weird every time. Was there anything you saw at the show, Allison, that you want Jared to buy?
Honestly, we were pretty good on equipment. I really like that little Anatol mixer. That seems pretty nifty. I got to talk to the guys at Rock. We're having a really weird problem that is not their fault, but when we fire all three flashes on our oval at the same time, it trips not the breaker box to the oval, but the breaker box to the whole building. Which
Dylan,
is
that never happens on my
super
M&R.
cool.
No. If anything, it's
weird.
eco, like an eco
electrical.
light comes on.
That's a
Okay,
weird
well,
problem.
Maybe we didn't hire the best electricians. I don't know. So, anyways, I just found out that there's a setting that you can do to like adjust it by like a microsecond, so they're not all firing at the exact same time and like overloading the circuit. So
That is a lot of juice at the same time, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know. It's supposed to be not nearly as much as we have, but we're having some electrical engineers come out next week. So, anyways.
Okay.
We had a conversation about finishing. Do you guys have a finishing department?
Finishing department.
Like folding, bagging, tagging?
We actually have only had one customer ever ask for it, and then same thing with tagging. We've never really had a customer ask for tagging, so I don't know. We don't do any of it.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, I know. I think
It's
that
not a bad thing. It's
No.
it's actually a good thing because what we were talking about, you need a whole nother department, a whole
Yeah.
nother everything.
It's a
Yeah.
whole new set of problems.
Yeah,
Right.
it's funny. I like that Eric mentioned like putting your logo on the sleeve. That's the thing that we've been doing a lot of and selling, in my humble opinion, way too much of. Like we'll put our logo on the sleeve for a discount. And like lately, it's been like we only work a half day on Friday, but like all Friday, what we're doing is printing Parkway sleeves. And it's like I could be doing how many other
Right.
jobs instead of.
You need a Parkway pad printer.
Oh, we were looking at those yesterday. They are pretty nifty. And I like that. I saw that MEM, that like slide.
Yeah, heat press.
Yeah, that's pretty nifty too.
Yeah.
Get that east-west machine.
Get that east-west
Correct. Yeah,
machine.
it's a much cooler color.
We love it. He can probably custom. It may take a while, but they can get it any color you want.
I like the teal.
Well, guys, thanks for chatting with us. Can we trade out some more mics?
Yeah,
Thank
absolutely.
you. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
I know I'm looking over this way. Trinity Parker. I see a very handsome.
Lucas, I heard you had a rough night last night. Are you having a rough day now as well? What were you dressed up as last night?
You're supposed to eat food and drink. By the way, this shirt was the art for the women's thing. Can you see?
It's fine.
Turned out pretty cool.
Get real close.
No,
Yep.
I was dressed up like a wolf because I'm in Vegas.
Makes sense.
And
If
I can't do it here, where
if you
could I
pass
do
out,
it?
we'll
If
we can
I-
cut it out.
Trinity.
if I try to do that at home, they just look at me weird. So
Trinity was with me at the casino last night, and she was supposed to be my good luck charm, and we fucking lost 250 in an instant.
Yeah, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. I picked the wrong numbers.
Not a single
Can you
number.
introduce
roulette.
yourself?
Hi, I'm Trinity Parker from Artware Screen Printing in Belleville, Illinois.
And what's your role there?
I manage shipping and receiving and quality control and just about every other little thing that needs done.
Yeah, we all wear tons of hats. It seems
Yeah.
like at our shops. And Lucas, can you tell our audience who you are if they don't already know?
I'm just with Graphic Source. Nothing starts until there's art.
What have you been hearing at your booth all week? Like people coming up and saying we're just drowning in art. We need help. And what are you hearing most?
Well, everyone needs us, so it's kind of like a given need. So they don't really express the pain because it's always a pain point because art's everything. So basically, it's just showing people how the workflow goes, and I think most of my conversations were around workflow.
Well, it's the thing. Like, even if you have an art department, they get overwhelmed, or they just need help in certain areas.
Yeah.
That's Graphic Sources there for.
And systemizing that flow. So we actually have Printavo in our booth with us too. Dragged Matt out here, and it's been really helpful because when you just incorporate a good workflow, the whole shop works better. So
All right.
that's most of the conversations I've been having.
Did you see anything at the show, Trinity, that you guys want to add?
We're looking at auto reclaim and a coder. Kind of went around yesterday comparing all of them, and
That's a big change to all of a sudden throw into the shop.
yeah.
It's a huge pain point, and isn't it? Like screens, just getting enough screens. I was talking to Michael like 2 weeks ago, my son, who also works at that shop, and he was, I think, didn't you guys go in at like 10 at night just to wash screens?
We did screens he did screens for probably 4 hours from like 10 to 2 a.m. And I
then-
did some extra check-in
And then woke up the next day and came
back
back.
at 7
to work.
a.m.
Yeah. I mean, so if you had auto reclaim, that problem goes away.
Hopefully.
Anything else stand out?
That giant claw thing over there that like moves the picture.
What does that? Yeah, what does that do?
That thing, I don't know what it does, but I definitely took a video of it because that thing's crazy. I don't need it, but
I
it's
think
really
we just
cool.
buy it and just let it claw around. Yeah.
Maybe it'll like lift shirts off the press.
Speaking of claw, I hung out with Justin 2 nights ago, and we were playing the lobster claw game, where if you catch a lobster, they'll cook it for you. And
A live lobster?
yeah, like you're literally claw gaming live lobsters.
That's amazing.
You're canceled.
I don't know. It was just funny because I was saying like we never caught one, but that one lobster in the corner, the poor one, kept getting clawed and picked halfway up and dropped, and then like picked up and dropped.
I saw the video. It looked like he was trying to climb out of the claw. Like as
Yeah,
you get
just-
him, he was
well,
like,
he
no.
doesn't want to be eaten.
No, it sounds terrifying.
Thanks for chatting with us.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys. We'll hang out tonight and do something fun.
Yeah.
Maybe have something to eat, Lucas.
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
You guys need to stretch it out a little. Here we go. My sciatic is
I was
acting
gonna say
up.
my neck is killing me. Like I twisted it. I think I just turned my head in bed yesterday, and now it hurts a lot.
What
Why's your sciatica hurt? What'd you do?
When he turned his head, it kind
When I
of
turned my head to kiss him, he hurt his
Flares
back.
up. Everything flares up in Vegas.
it all flares up. So I'm on my how many Advil? I would say 10-ish for
Do you
sure.
have any with
Double
you?
digit. Yeah, you
I would
need a
take a
couple.
few.
Okay,
Yes,
let's get you a couple.
Thank you. 800 milligrams max, minimum 600. But if taking 4, oh my God. Yeah.
Skittles right there. Taste the rainbow. It's all brown M&Ms.
They're all just like bright pink pills.
Oh yeah.
Oh, just dry.
Oh, shit.
Get him a water
No,
at least.
I'm good. Did you chew? They're not chewables. Look at this underwear. What's going on?
I just did a line of ibuprofen back
Whole
here, man.
show's falling
Only in
apart.
Vegas, man.
You got the
No, if you chew them up.
Justin just like ibuprofen and chewed them.
It's fast acting if you
If
chew
you
them.
chew it up, it works faster.
Also burns your tongue.
Yeah, and destroys your intestines. It's fine.
Oh shit.
You got that good ping.
It sounded like disc golf. We slung a little D yesterday.
We did. We threw some hard D.
At one of the courses here in Vegas, it's where they start like the national tournament each year. It's one of the only disc golf courses I've ever had to pay to go, and we had to have a tee time.
We had a golf cart.
We had a golf cart.
Oh, it's so crazy popular now too that I could see that happening. That
I think
you have
most
to-
people, they know you guys, but in case they don't, could you introduce yourselves?
My name is Justin Lawrence. I work at Oklahoma Shirt Company and like to play disc golf.
It's true. My name is not Justin. My name is Quint. I also work at Oklahoma Shirt Company. I too play disc golf, and we run a disc golf store when we're not Oklahoma shirting.
And a lot other than just Oklahoma Shirt Company, what else are you offering, Justin?
Yeah, we have Oklahoma Shirt Company and Chill, which is we make medicinal marijuana. We grow it, we process it, we cultivate it. And then the disc golf store. There's a pro shop next door. There's around our production campus of sorts. We built a disc golf course that if you're ever in Oklahoma City, you should come by and check it out because it's rad.
And you do have to pay and have a tea time.
Yeah, you have to have a tea time reservation.
Snort some ibuprofen.
You have to do a line of ibuprofen to prove your
Off
worth.
the disc.
Aren't you in an emo band too?
No, sir. Thank you. This is I'm trying out my Halloween costume with Pugsley, seeing how it hits.
What have you guys seen at the show that you are getting you thinking or buying, or are you just here to party?
Definitely here to reconnect with lots of friends. It definitely felt like the first show that, hey, maybe you come to this one, maybe we'll go to that one. Oh no, we have to go to this one. So it felt like a big homecoming. There's a vendor that should have been here that wasn't here that I was a little bummed about, but we came anyways. But we were here for probably a lot of the reasons that a lot of people also were, just being here in DTF
Right.
and trying to have a good time.
Here for the hangs.
Here for the hangs. And all of the DTF technology seems to be represented out here. It's wild.
Like you're thinking about bringing that in-house?
If I'm really being honest, it makes the most sense to bring in-house, but I have bought and sold and bought and sold and bought and sold DTG machines, and it's just so hard to implement because everyone wants it to be a magic bullet. You plug into the wall, and then it just works. I'm really interested in finding a provider that will take really good care of us for 2 years, and then after that,
See how
maybe-
developed it is in your
Yeah.
shop.
It's like, look at the DTG technology today. You can buy one at a pawn shop now. Whereas like many years ago, all of the DTG machines were rigged. You had to be a technician to use it. And so hopefully that technology stabilizes, and then maybe, and I'm encouraged that the average price is 25 to 30 grand right now for one. Hopefully in a couple of years, the technology's better and the prices, they just put DTG in the grave. Maybe not. Unless Brother is sponsoring, then that would never happen.
Soon.
I'm also here to reconnect or also to connect.
Yeah, you are.
You never know who you will bump into. I was walking down that aisle over there and bumped into Sticker Mule, So a team from Sticker Mule, we started chatting.
Like
and
the actual mule?
Mr. Mule.
Yeah, Mr. Mule.
Did you get some hot sauce?
He was interesting. We'll see. I mean, like, we talked about having him on the show, and
Yeah.
their whole talk about process. Like their whole process is locked.
The biggest thing with them is the ease of use and the ordering. Like you can order stickers in like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And then get a proof in 5 minutes.
Yeah, that user experience is
The user experience is
part
by
of that
far.
service.
Yeah,
it's
awesome.
Like you don't even care if you're paying more.
That's the
Right.
point. Like a retail customer pays the same price as us wholesale people, but the experience is so worth
So
it that
easy,
it
yeah.
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
awesome. No, there's a lot of cool people I met. There's people that stop us that, listen to the show or just, know who we are or whatever. But talking to a dude yesterday that used to work at Pantone and was talking about color theory and all this stuff. And now I'm like super interested in that. So I really want to dive into that. I hope I can go over and see him before I leave at his booth. But yeah, there's a lot of really, really cool people here that we respect, and just hanging with people. And nights with Justin is always good. And
Yeah, and we forgot to mention we actually got to go to a shop tour at Stoked.
oh yeah,
And that's always like
we love Kevin.
that's brave of him, first of all, because I can imagine like, okay, we're gonna have a party at ShirtCon.
Have a couple people at your shop, not an entire show's worth.
and
like
all
have-
screen printers who are going to be like super critical of everything.
And going through all your shit.
Yeah,
That's
it's
the
like-
first thing I did. I was just like, "What's over here? What's this? What's the speed order? You want us to print something? Where's
It's
the
like
sign?"
Just took all
showing
the,
your
all the
taxes.
labels in his dark room and on his colors and just put them in different buckets.
The one thing that stuck out for me there was he had her shirt carts. He had screens stacked up on every single shirt cart. I'm like, what's up with that, Kevin? Let us know. Put us in the comment section or call me or something, because I don't know. He got it figured out. Like, isn't that cool? Because it works for his shop. Like, that's how they've dialed it in, and
Yeah.
that's how they flow. That's their
That's
flow.
that's the most interesting part is everyone shops a little bit different, and you see things and you're like, why the hell? But then it makes a lot of sense in a lot of cases.
Yeah, like I never
what-
thought of that.
Yeah, yeah.
Or-
Yeah. Kevin
Shop
put on, a
tours.
good, put on a good show for everybody.
Did y'all see the color reel, the embroidery, the single string that like
he had that.
No, Kevin didn't.
Oh.
If anybody did, Kevin might. But
Yeah.
no, over there it's cool. Like we were showing a few people, but it's dyeing the thread
Oh,
as
yeah,
it's
yeah,
sewing
yeah.
with the
Yeah,
gradients.
so it doesn't have
and
to stop.
it's super cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. I've seen that
Single
before.
thread.
It's sweet.
But enough about embroidery. This ain't called a stitch show. That's stupid. I thought of that like I've been sitting on that for 3
Right,
days.
right, yeah.
So you are. I want before we say goodbye. You are emceeing at Print Hustlers, Fort Worth. Is that like tomorrow? I feel like it is.
It sure feels like it. I'm really looking forward to that. That's going to be, and that is for our people. You know, that is it's not that it's the best event. It's just the event because it's so condensed and it's just us and it's executed well.
It's not
and
equipment.
It's not equipment. It's just people and it's education and it's really more like business development, you know, and learning. It's school, but more importantly, the connection, the hang.
It's
The
your
best-
network.
The best
Yeah.
part about it is like you can come to a show like this and it's people that are just interested in like getting a new piece of equipment to make things faster, but they don't necessarily, I don't know, they don't want to nerd out necessarily. They want to buy a piece of equipment, but something like Print Hustlers is all people that are like-minded that want to just like nerd out and grow their mind on the print industry and everything. So
And talk about other things besides production. Talk about how even though this one
Business.
is about lean and what's the other word?
Six Sigma.
Yeah,
I don't know what you're talking.
that's
we're just say big words.
shop hacks and things like that.
Yeah.
But you get into conversations about with other shops about the challenges of running your shop. And so that's what I love about Print Hustlers.
Yeah, we usually bring a team of people and say like, hey, you do the same thing at another shop. Go talk to them and go problem solve and go find a system and go ask questions and maybe we can get closer to solving our own problems faster.
Right.
And that's stuff that
We don't need to reinvent the
Right.
wheel. We just need to have a conversation.
Yeah, if you haven't come to Print Hustlers yet, it's 80. Last I saw, it was almost 80% sold out. These guys are speakers. I'm gonna just get to say nice things about them. But if you do come, I mean, Bruce isn't here and Steven isn't here, so I feel like they need some sort of plug for them. But it's the time to bring people that you haven't brought before. It's not just for shop owners, like what Quint said. My favorite thing, I'll bring my art director, operations manager, and just go find other people that are like you and go talk to them and make friends and resource and network. And it's an incredible networking event.
Totally. I know. I was just thinking something at our shop that seems challenging right now is we were just so busy for so long, and pedal to the metal. How do you guys feel about at your shops? Do you think it's okay to push to the limit sometimes and find out where that is? Because overtime is okay sometimes. And then after 2 weeks, it's not, so how do you feel about that? Like pushing it to breaking point?
I know that it's not sustainable. We did it. And then I surrounded myself, our team, I surrounded myself with, and the truth is a bunch of really strong women. My art director is a very stubborn, forward, not afraid to tell me what she thinks, operations manager, assistant, and so when those people's teams are suffering, it's no longer like I'm there to push, but I've learned that sustainability and stability is better.
There's a balance.
There is a balance. Like we can. So what was really cool was we hit the limit, and then we ran it back. And the things that push us, our shop, are when we do things like NBA hot market printing for the Thunder specifically. Like we've got to turn out 28,000 shirts in 36 hours, and it's all hands on deck. Everyone shows up. We do all the things. So when we dialed it back and we started really trying to stay true to our production capacity and everyone started settling into their jobs, that was like 2 years ago, the word for us was stability. And that's what the only way to find stability is to get the leadership out of the way. And you can't just push all the time. That push has to be there while you're growing. But when you reach a point where you're like, okay, I'm done growing, this is what our capacity looks like. Like we have 7 automatics. We're not getting more automatics. We're not. We're either gonna have another shift or we're gonna just take really good care of what we have. So that's kind of, once you reach a point where you have to decide yourself, I'm content with where we're at, then let your leaders of those departments or whoever is in charge of that take that over, or set your production capacity with your scheduling or with what you can do and then stick to it. Because what we talk about is, what does it feel like to win today? Did you win today? And our work is never done. You're never going to finish everything, but how can your people go home feeling like they've won? So that's why we had to stop, because we were tanking. Like, you build culture, you build morale. We love our job. But then if you work like a dog all the time nonstop, it doesn't matter how great everything else is.
I think scheduling in breaks or fun events or something, just like you would press maintenance, is important.
Yeah, I think it's.
I was going to say, and we try to also prepare them for like, hey, this is going to be the busy season. Next 4 weeks is going to be the push, but we'll have downtime. And our downtime, that's when we're refining systems. We're not trying to fix things while we're on the press. Like, it is, hey, downtime, retreat, lunches, those kind of things. Go fix the system now that we're not so busy. So anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, we have some quick takes. So
let's go.
How do you guys start your day?
Today?
No, just a typical day.
An
How do you
average
start your
Justin
day?
Lawrence
Yeah.
day.
Me or the shirt shop?
You.
You.
This is about you. These questions are you personally.
Yeah, I wake up as only as early as I have to, which is usually around 6:30 or 7. And then I'm going to walk my kids to school. I only have like 2 more years of that. And then our elementary school's right in our house. So that's a priority. If it's not that, then I just get up, shower, and go to work. And when I'm there, right now I'm in a building season of the business next door. Oklahoma Shirt Company is doing great. Doing its thing with the leadership that it has. So I'm with a small team next door, building Chill is what I'm doing
Building
right now.
what?
Chill. We're growing.
Right.
And so what's nice is I basically have obligations to Oklahoma Shirt Company that I stay true to, but I don't have to hop in my truck to go to different places. I can just go right next door and take care of this. And then if I need to run back and forth. So that's what I'm doing right now. But so letting Osco be stable and then trying to build this other business. I almost had to shut it all down, and that was the truth. So I'm at Chill because I had to fall in love with that place. You can't just build a business. That's what I thought. Like, hey, look what we did. Everything we do is great. Let's just do it again, and I'll just let these people run it. No.
Do a lot of are there similarities between them? Like, does there overlap?
It's fascinating. It's the best part because indoor cultivation is nothing more than production capacity, but the best part is there's no customers. Like, you get to make a product for you for our approach at least is we try to make it the best that we're a couple grown-ass men doing the best that we can and paying attention, like chefs or like someone that's really trying to do something boutique.
There's no customers because you're saying you're growing it for personal use.
We're growing it.
Seems like
That's
a
a
lot.
lot, Josh.
Well,
eat all you can and sell the rest.
Well, boys. No, we're trying to be the best. We're trying to be boutique. I want to make sure that everything we grow we can sell. So we're trying to make the best apples that we can and then take those and market them. So that's fun because at next door, the customer walks in and says, this is what I want. This is when I need it. If you don't do it like this, then I hate your guts. Whereas on the other side, you have lots of choices if you want to go pick true manufacturing of not a custom product, but of a product that we get to, which is kind of the dream. Like, we've gotten good at making other people's stuff. And so now I'm trying to focus with a small team on making things for us or by us that we're really proud of.
I appreciate that.
It's cool.
Can I send you a quote for your merch?
Yes.
For Chill? Okay, cool. Did you already say how you start your day? Can't remember.
I usually look at the calendar and work backwards. So that's the thing, is who needs me on what day, and I live and die by the calendar. So I'm all over the place. So not just at Oklahoma Shirt Company. And so, I don't look at the inbox first, but I do look at my calendar.
So you wake up, the alarm goes, you hit snooze once, then you hit stop, and then you look at your calendar.
Yes. Yep. And that tells me what I need to dress like, what I need to, who I need to be for the day, and I start there. So
Smart.
I like it.
Any good shows, books, movies right now that you guys are into or watching? We were talking about House of the Dragon last night.
The Bible? No.
That's it?
No. I read a lot. It's emails mostly these days. Quint does a ton of audiobooks. Give us a hot take on audiobook. What's the audiobook of the decade right now?
God, I'll tell you this. So through your public library, you can get most audiobooks for free. So like, don't spend the money. But if you're two chapters in and it's not giving you what you need, cut it. Just, treat it like the sampler at the grocery store and try it. Don't buy it if it's not good, and get to what you need faster, because faster learning, faster optimization. So don't feel like you have to finish it if it's not what it's doing. If it's not doing what
Is that what
need
you
it to
guys
do.
say at Chill too? Like, take a little bit. If you don't like it, throw that shit away.
Yeah.
No, the first one at Chill. It's the first one's always free.
First one's free. Like Audible.
I want to watch Smile. It's spooky season right now, so there's a new scary movie out that looks pretty cool. I watched over the summer trip, we watched Midsommar. That was pretty tight. That was a spooky movie. Big fan. You guys like scary movies?
I don't like scary movies.
You like scary movies?
What are you gonna be for Halloween?
We're scared. I'm meant to be Matt Foley, the motivational speaker. So.
Oh no, that's Matt.
That's
Matt,
Mick Foley.
Mick Foley, thank you.
Matt Foley
That was
is
a deep cut.
yeah.
Down by the river.
Yeah.
Chris Farley.
Chris Farley. Not Matt Farley.
Yeah.
There's a lot to happen there.
Next question.
Next question, Andrew.
Yeah, what experience from your childhood or is there experience that stands out from your childhood that sets you up for success or has had the greatest impact on your career?
1000%. I got this.
The Bible.
The Bible. Pokemon cards and Magic cards. I mean this. So like in my neighborhood, I have an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old, and I have been buying like Pokemon cards and giving them to all the neighborhood kids, trying to like teach them how to fish. Because if you got to grow it, you got to grow the sport, right? Disc golf, Magic the Gathering, but
Pogs.
So what's tight about it though is this: when I was like 8, I started collecting cards, and I realized that these cards, you have to organize them, you have to inventory them. All of them possess different values. You can take them and put them together and make a deck that you can then compete against your friends.
You're just teaching your kids economics and organization.
For real. And you got it. Here's something that's valuable and you have to take care of it. And I jumped up there's like 9 kids that all play cards now in the hood. And I have a binder and I go buy cards online and they trade with me. So I know that because one of the neighborhood moms, one of the kids' moms bought a bunch of my son Jackson came home with these golden Pokemon cards, and I said, "What the hell are these?" He's like, "Oh, this is what we got from Theodore." And I said, "Where did Theodore get these?" He's like, "Well, his mom got him these cards." And so I went and talked to his mom, who's one of our best friends. I said, "What the fuck are these cards?" She's like, "Well, I just went to Amazon and bought 100 of them for like $10. It was awesome." I said, "Yeah, these are counterfeit." And she's like, "I don't give a crap if they're counterfeit or not. My kids want cards." I said, "You don't understand."
And then you ripped them up in front of her?
I literally tore one in half in front of her face. And I said, "This is offensive to me. I know you think this is a joke, but we have to protect it. Like, you can't bring counterfeit noise into this. Give your kids counterfeit money as allowance." I mean, it's extreme, but...
Then you burned their house down.
Then I burned their house down and killed their cat. No, but cards, because it taught me that you have to take something, you can go find it, you can trade, you can compete. You have a resource. So it taught me resource management. I can use these things to help me get something that I don't have, or I can use these things to, parlay it into something else. So yeah, we were playing Magic the Gathering and winning tournaments and using our store credit to buy Pokemon cards because my mom would never give me money for Pokemon cards. It's asinine. But it was a childhood skill. Trading card games, collectible things.
I think it worked really well for you because you're a successful guy.
Man, come on. Got to catch them all.
How about you?
Same.
Really?
No. Man, I think that the funnest part about everything is the people. right? I mean, that's the best part. Is that's the secret sauce. Is just making sure you're having fun with the team you're with. If it's not fun, like, you can do something else. Like, it's anything at that point. So enjoy the company you're with, because on the hard times, you know, the support system you need, or someone to tell you to keep moving or suck it up, or, you know, tell you what you actually need to hear in those times. Surround yourself with really good people. You know, the thing that we say all the time is at musicians, you know, if you're the best player in the band, you're in the wrong band. And so that's the thing, is you'll never learn if you're the guy up front. So don't be the best guy in the band. Choose your people wisely and get better all the time. So
Agreed.
Agree. Do we have more? I can't remember.
How do you guys unwind after work? Justin? On a boat with chill?
For real, man. On the daily, man, I want to come home. After work, I come home, I see my kids and my wife, and it's just a reminder of this is why we do this. And then I try not to yell at them. I try to remind myself that, like, okay, like, one of the second shift, like, we're going back to work. Like, let's show up for these people. But then, yeah, hanging out at the house, and if we can go to the lake or get out or travel, that's one. But on the normal, man, it's the normal night with the kids. Hopefully they're in bed by 8:30 or 9. Then me and my wife will hang out and Netflix and till we fall asleep.
Yeah, I saw I don't know, a couple of months ago some pictures of the Mild Boys, and I remember when you were on our show about a year ago and I shot the gun through the roof and everything, you were going to make me president, but I wasn't in that picture. Dylan, were you? I don't think I saw you.
Well, the president doesn't go. He's in charge.
You're on my team.
No, there will be a ceremony of sorts at Print Hustlers. Come prepared.
I think I said Mild Boys. I meant to say Wild Boys.
No, you said Mild Boys.
No,
I know what you meant.
You are the president of Mild Boys for sure.
You are the
I
president.
think we need to make this screen printing camp thing a reality. We need to have
That's
this
real talk.
summer
Going to
camp,
church camp?
screen printing summer camp, where we get together for a week and just we rent a whole summer camp.
Yep.
And we do the blob and go-karts and singing around campfires and drinking till we black out in the lawn.
Experiment with each other sexually in new
Right,
ways. We have
obviously.
all the things that come along with
Obviously.
church camp.
What happens at summer camp stays at summer camp unless you have to put cream on it.
Or it turns into a baby.
Right.
just sign your permission slip. You
Right.
know?
Waivers.
That would be super cool. We've there's a whole group of printers. We've all talked about it for 4 or 5 years now, and it's all of our homies like, let's get together for this summit. Print Hustlers is that's what Print Hustlers was. It was born out of that, and then it has evolved. But I think if it's a industry thing, it'll never check the box, you know.
It's got to be us.
So if you'll lead it as the president, if you build it, some will come.
So,
All will say they will come, but only about. But here, like with Oklahoma,
but the ones that come are the ones that count.
for fucking real.
There you go.
If you could get to Oklahoma City, and then are okay with a 2-hour drive, we could do it. But
No.
maybe sussing this out publicly with a bunch of. Most of you aren't invited to this, so having this like a public conversation is just rude at this point.
It's all right.
Okay, well you can come, but
You
it's
wanna
$500 to come.
$500,000.
500.
If you own a campground, hit us up.
Last question.
What's for dinner? But that's so far out. We can ask it though.
Well, Justin has plans tonight.
We do have plans tonight.
What's the show that you're going to go to?
Well, that's after dinner.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is, we're going to go eat dinner at this place called Blackout. You have to drink a bottle of Grey Goose and a bottle of Crown Royal completely before you go in. No, but you check in and all the lights are turned off. They take your phone, they take all your things, you take all your clothes off.
And
you don't
eat
do
in the
that.
dark.
You eat in the dark. They set you down, but they wear thermal goggles.
No.
I swear, I promise.
You don't know what you're eating?
You don't know what you're eating. You can pick the it's a vegan restaurant, so it's all vegan. So you just go. Everybody can eat vegan.
You can eat the napkin.
You can eat the napkin. You can.
No.
You can eat the vegan.
I'll get sick.
So that's where first dinner will be. Then we'll go to In-N-Out Burger, and then after that, we're gonna go see a very. There's a new Cirque du
magic
Soleil
show.
show. Yeah, a magic show. It's called
Mike's hosting it, right?
Michael's Magic or something, or Mr. Magic. No, it's Magic Mike XXL, and we're gonna get donged till we go blind. I hope it'll be cool. And we're bringing our wives. That's the fun part too.
God,
Like,
I'm sorry I'm gonna miss that, but get some pics, send them over.
no pics.
You going along with this?
Absolutely, 100%. Final answer.
I'm on stage.
Yeah,
I
he's
am
talent.
Mike.
This is Mike.
XXD.
Right, exactly. They had to add the XXL for me. Like that's not normally part of it.
2XL. Magic Mike 2XL.
All right, Dylan.
Again, thanks Seminar for having us, putting us on the Jumbotron. And thanks to Print United for putting on a big badass show.
It was a great show. Thank you,
So
Andy. Thank you, Dylan, for having us on here.
Love you.
Love you. Thank you, Printing United.
Bye.
Cheers.